Hello guys and welcome to another voting video because why not? Uh Today was November 18th, at least as I'm recording this. Likely this is going up on the 19th. And the Game Awards have actually just been announced. And well, it's time for us to vote for them. Now obviously if you are ever curious when it comes to this, what is the Game Awards? Essentially, it's just like I would say maybe like the Oscars of sorts for games. It also includes like esports, content creators, and all that stuff. But I have also done this before and also have watched it live as well. So if you do want to check that out, you can always go into the description, go to the Twitch channel, follow there as I will be live when this is going. So, with the fact of this going live, we have all the categories here. Game of the Year, Best Game Direction, Narrative, Art, and all this stuff. So normally what I always do is I will always go with, I won't do Game of the Year first, I'll do Game of the Year last, just because I feel like it is better to have it last, just because obviously we need to go through everything else and then see what else is there. So let's get started off on this one. So we got for the Best Game Direction awarded for Outstanding Creative Vision, Innovation in Game Direction and Design. Now, if we look at these, obviously all of these are fairly good. My only thing that I have a question of is if there's no game that I have personally played, because I've not played any of these. It says a lot of how limited I play. But I don't play any of these. And so I think when it comes to the actual like innovation, like the creative vision innovation, people will likely go like, oh, Elden Ring, Wukong, or Final Fantasy. I honestly think it's Balatro. And the reason is because unlike Wukong, Erd Tree, which is a DLC of Elden Ring, Black Myth Wukong is supposed to be like a storytelling of Journey to the West. Metaphor, I don't know that much. Final Fantasy obviously is just a full remake of it. I think this is part 2. And then Astrobot's just Astrobot. But I think personally, I think this one is just because one, these two kind of do follow in the same Dark Souls style. This one obviously made by From Software, but this one kind of tries to go off of it and then just doesn't really do it well. This one, I've seen a couple of things from this one. This looks kind of cool, but you know, it's not what I normally would say for that, but you know, whatever. Personally, again, I think Balatro would get it just because we can't go for that. It might be a hot take, but hey, not too bad. The best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Ooh, that one's actually going to be kind of hard. Because again, obviously, haven't really played like any of these, but I've heard a lot of really good things about Silent Hill 2. A lot of good things about Final Fantasy 7. Well, obviously, Final Fantasy 7. Surprisingly enough, haven't heard much about Like a Dragon or Metaphor. I guess it's just because of the place that I'm in. Like, that's like because I normally playing like horror games, FPSs, and all that stuff. So these don't normally like show up on my radar. But also, this shouldn't already. But I played Final Fantasy 7 back in the day. Just because I am a sucker for horror. Silent Hill 2. Again, this is going to be all like hot takes. I'll tell you right now. Best art direction for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Honestly, I would have to give it to Elden Ring. Elden Ring, even though this is a DLC, it is really, really beautiful. Like, Wukong's kind of nice. Haven't heard of this one. I've seen some stuff of this. It's actually really adorable. Highly recommend if you haven't played it to play it. It's cute. But Elden Ring has always been something that shows off like really, really beautiful landscapes and really, really nice like creative design when it comes to like the look of the place. So you get chosen. Best score and music. Outstanding music inclusive of score, original song, and/or licensed soundtrack. You know what? I'm not sure actually. I do like the fact that Stellar Blade is there, even though like anything that I've seen is of it has been like not about the score. I think it's just more about like gameplay and all that, where it's like what I think like essentially just not a spin-off, but like feels like it was like Nier Automata. I should go through that game eventually, one of these days. But I would say Final Fantasy VII for that one. Best audio design. Why are you here? I'm not paying $20 for that. No, like if you don't know, there's actually a subscription for this to get higher audio fidelity, which is $20 for like 4 years, I think, or something. Like it's ridiculous. But no, screw you. I don't think anyone actually buys into that. You know what? Let's go with Astrobot. Why not? I feel like they would have nice audio design. Best performance. Or to an individual for voice over acting, motion, and/or performance capture. We have Brianna White for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Hannah Tell, Life is Strange. Humberly Gonzalez for Star Wars Outlaws, Luke Roberts for Silent Hill 2, and then Melina Jurgens for Senua's Saga, or Senua? I don't fucking know. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Honestly, this is like out of pick of the draw at this one. Although I will never give anything to Life is Strange. I find I find this whole game thing just, it's a cool it's a cool concept. I just hate the storyline for it. We'll go with you. I feel like you would win. Innovation and accessibility. Recognizing software and/or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by even wider audiences. I can't really talk much about this. I'm not like using I don't know, maybe fucking Diablo? I don't know, man. Games for Impact. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social media or message. Closer the Distance, Indica, Neva, Life is... I honestly have, like, no idea what to choose here. Again, like, half the time, like, some of these are, like, really, really random. I'm gonna go with you. Why not? Okay, best ongoing. Best awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Why is Destiny 2 still here? Dude, okay. I I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, it's likely gonna be Helldivers 2, but just because I fucking despise this fucking company and this fucking game because it's dominated my life and my fucking original Let's Play YouTube channel. I'm voting for it because fuck it, why not? That is like the only like trash take I'll take on that. Best community support. Oh, thank God they're not there. Holy shit. I would have fucking flipped a goddamn table if I subbed Bungie one more time. Because if I remember correctly, they were there. They were here last year for what was it for Lightfall, which like literally made no sense. So, yeah, no. I'd say the best, honestly, the best community support, surprisingly enough, I would give it to No Man's Sky. Like, this game is old as time at this point. The fact that this is up here deserves it. Now, people are going to say, oh, but Fortnite came out, like, you know, like, the Battle Royale came out 7 years ago. Yeah, it came out 7 years ago, but guess what? Not many people, like, really care for Fortnite as much as they used to. And, like, for me, I just don't find Battle Royales that fun. So, it's, like, great that they're having more money to dump into it, but, like, it's not something that I enjoy. But the fact that this is here, I'm glad that Helldivers 2 has gotten nominated for this. I think overall No Man's Sky. That's gonna get it. Best independent game for outstanding creative and technical achievements in a game. I'm just gonna choose Balatro. It's just, I've seen so much about it, I might as well go for it. Best debut indie. Okay. Balatro again. Real original, guys. Real original. Best mobile. Oh God. Okay, I can tell you right now, this is gonna win just because of the fact that it's Hoyoverse. Just because of the fact that it's Hoyoverse. This one, a lot more people have been getting into. Like, I've seen a lot of my friends actually get into this, surprisingly enough, which is kind of cool. But I mean, it's still just the fact of like it is kind of interesting. AFK Journey, I've seen a little bit. I've seen it back in PAX East, but I really haven't seen much outside of that. And then Balatro's, well, Balatro. I'm going to go with Pokemon in this case, just because I know a lot of my friends have been playing it, so they've been enjoying it. I'm not someone who plays it that much, just because I'm not a mobile player. Best VR AR. Okay, because I have, like, no idea about any of these. The only one that I'm going to go with is obviously Metro, just because the Metro games are just amazing. Because, yeah. It's just how I am. Best action game. Ooh, honestly, I would give it to Warhammer. Definitely Warhammer. Just because, like, the action in this is freaking nuts. I love it. Best action adventure game. The Legend of Zelda. Wait, when the fuck did this come out? I thought this was still not released. What the hell? I'm gonna give it to Silent Hill because Silent Hill. I always go with the classics, even if it's a remake. Best RPG. Ooh. You know? I feel like in this case, I'm gonna give it to, like, a dragon, because why not? We're just, at this point, we're just tossing votes here and there. You can tell, like, I don't play anything much right now. Best fighting? Okay, I mean, there's only one that really came out, which is Tekken. Like, Tekken's the only one I care about, but I've heard a lot of decent things about Dragon Ball Sparkling. Or Sparking. But we're going with Tekken. We go with the OG. Best family game, Super Mario Party. Because I didn't know Princess Peach even came out with a game. Wouldn't be honest. Best sim/strategy. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay. I'm gonna toss it to Frostpunk. I think they deserve to win. I've heard a lot of good things. I have seen a little bit of their stuff, which is kind of cool. Best sports and racing for the best traditional, non-traditional sports and racing games. Okay, you all know what I'm gonna go for. Yeah. If you don't know my obsession with F1, yeah, you will realize I have an obsession with this. I just don't play the game because I don't think the game is worth gaining to. Best multiplayer for outstanding online multi. Okay, so I'm gonna not select Call of Duty, and the only I'll go into details later on, like maybe possibly in like a review video or something. I still want to like get a little bit more time in the game before I actually like give a review on it, but you know, it's that situation. But I don't think it gets this. Space Marine is really good, although I haven't really played the PvP that much. So I can't really give like a fair review. Obviously, Tekken 8 is Tekken 8. People are gonna be like all over that. Super Mario Party, of course. But personally, I'm gonna choose Helldivers 2. I think I've had a lot of fun with the game, even though I haven't played it that much in comparison to like Black Ops 6. This is still a very good game. I highly recommend you still play it. Best okay. Funny enough, I don't think I've ever seen this one. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen, unless that's supposed to be like Sonic 2. If that's like Sonic 2, then it's like, yeah, okay, I have seen it. If it's not Sonic 2, I have not seen this. I have not seen this. I have not seen this, but I heard a lot of good things about it. Seen this, love this. This wins. I'll tell you right now, at this time, there's only 6 episodes out of the 9 for season 2. It already beats the level that it's set up for season 1. I'm just saying. That being said, do not go into the game. Just do not play the fucking game. Most anticipated game. Ooh. Honestly, I'm thinking GTA 6 and Ghost of Yotei is going to get it. One of these two. I'm going to go with Grand Theft Auto 6. I think, though, that Ghost of Yotei is definitely going to get it if GTA 6 doesn't. Because as much as Monster Hunter Wilds has like a decent like backing, like a lot of people want it, I don't think it beats either of these two. Death Stranding 2, haven't really cared that much for it. Metro Prime 4, I mean, it's Metroid, so people are going to care for it, but I mean, there's the fact of like we get memes of like, oh, we got this before GTA 6, so we gotta stick with the memes. Content Creator of the Year for a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community in 2024. I like how we have like Queso, Ilio1, Techno Gamers, Typical Gamer, and then we just have Usada Pekora for some reason. She's just there, just vibing. Personally, I think Queso wins that one. I want him to win it, but if Pekora gets it, I'm fine with that. Best esports game. Oh, come on. See, the problem is that when it comes to for the game that delivered the best overall esports. Okay, this part is literally just a guaranteed. Hey, you want to choose League? Like literally, Worlds is nuts for this. The majors have been decent for Counter-Strike 2. Actually, had there even been a major yet? No, there's been a major or two for Counter-Strike 2, but they haven't been on like the same level as like League of Legends. Valorant, not surprising that it's on here. I think it also does well. Mobile Legend, what the fuck? Mobile Legends bang. I'm not even gonna ask. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. If it wasn't for the fact of League of Legends being here, it would be actually a toss-up between Counter-Strike, Dota 2, and Valorant, because I've never heard of Mobile Legends at all. But because League is there, obviously. Best esports athlete. The esports athlete judged to be the outstanding performance of conduct in 2024 respective game. I mean, that's just easy. Like, you have, like, to give you an idea, you have 33 who, if I remember correctly, is part of, I think, Team Liquid's Call of Duty roster. Alexib is part of Na'Vi on CS2. Chovy and Faker are both in League. This one's on Genji. He's on, of course, T1. Everyone knows. Everyone knows T1 on that one. Zayu is Vitality for CS2. And then Edward. Then we got JJ. I like how they give him like the ZMJJ. It's like his name is Kang Kang. Everyone knows him as Kang Kang. He's on Edward Gaming for Valorant. But like, in fairness, you always gotta choose the face of esports. Like, you can say like, oh, there's others. No. There's people who have never seen or ever thought about like esports at all. But people have heard about Faker. Like, he has weight to his name. Best esports team. I still love the fact that it's only Billy. That's funny. Okay. I mean, that kind of already shows you, hey, best esports game, it's League. Why? Because look at this. 3 of the 5 choices in here, and then 2 of the 5 choices in the previous one are all from League. Still props to Team Liquid on that. Also, I think 33 actually might be part of Dota 2. I didn't realize Team Liquid is still in Dota. I thought they pulled out. So that's new info. But of course, T1, you gotta go for it. And so that's all of them. But we haven't gone for the final one. Game of the year. Okay, recognize a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. So I think here's actually something. Before I actually choose my sole selection, I know that recently they did come out with an announcement about how for this they were going to bring in DLCs to be included. And it's like a bitter pill to kind of swallow, because one, you essentially are indicating like, oh, either, like a DLC is like game of the year, which in this case, obviously the main DLC being the game of the year is Shadow of the Erd Tree, which blows everything out of water, like, no problem. But it's still the fact of saying Game of the Year and not DLC. So, personally for me, when it comes to that type of situation, technically, if we were to really do that, Phantom Liberty should have been in the running. The fact that they didn't do this beforehand does kind of make it a little bit of a yikes situation, because again, Elden Ring definitely deserves this, regardless of if people are saying it's a DLC or not. This has more content than a lot of AAA titles. That one DLC has more content than a lot of them. And we can't kid ourselves on that. Like don't try and like kid yourself. That's just the basic of life. Right? There's nothing avoiding that. That is just inevitable. So when it comes to that type of situation, it's those type of things that come up and you wonder, you're not sure exactly when it comes to that. But I think still just the aspect of it being like 4 games or like 5 games, and then you just have this DLC, it does have a bitter taste in your mouth, obviously. Like, again, I think the fact that they made possibly this call just to have this in here, I think it is worth it. But again, I do not think that they should have this for next time. I think if anything, what they need to do is they need to make a different like thing altogether for DLCs. If there's enough for the DLCs. Because again, the only reason why they had this, oh yeah, DLCs are now like an option that you can vote for. Only for this. It's only for this. I can guarantee you that. But again, I don't think that they should have DLCs included. I think they should have it, if they want to have DLCs, have that as a separate thing. Because ultimately, again, like, you already have like 29. You can replace one of the minor ones. Like, because obviously, let me just vote this on. And so, like, what the best, the one that you can like get rid of, so to speak, is, I would say, personally, I think best debut indie game. Like, why would you want to have a debut indie game? Just have it as indie game, and have it where the indie game has to come out this year or within this time frame. Anything later than that, no, it's not going to get that. And I know that does kind of seem a little bit nitpicky, blah, 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 but it's still something that kind of comes into play when you really look at everything. Because I don't think, because it's nice to show off innovation and accessibility. It's good to show best performances, to give credit where it's due for the voice acting, the rigging and all that stuff. Multiplayer, yeah. Adaptation, sure, because especially since now we're getting a lot more adaptations coming out, especially with the success of Arcane, Fallout, even though there's like a ton of flops, like the Halo TV series that like no one wants to remember exists. I mean, hell, I still remember back in 2012, before Halo 4, they had Forward Unto Dawn, which was a really good miniseries / movie that came out. That's definitely something that's really good. Personally, I think it's one of the better options because it doesn't follow Master Chief. It follows like the soldiers, and the fact that we had that there is like really cool because again, you don't play them as often. The closest thing you play as a soldier is literally ODST, and even then you're like literally one step underneath being a Spartan at that point. But again, the adaptations I think should stay. I think it's just like this. I don't think having both of these being here is not good. Replace it with like best DLCs or something. Now, granted, obviously, no one fucking makes DLCs. They're just like make a game, make it live service, and then boom, done. As of right now, the only things I can think of that have DLCs that would even like be worth being put in this is the Final Shape, which is the expansion for Destiny 2. The what's it called? The Dark Horizon, which is the DLC for Remnant 2, and then obviously Shadow of the Erdtree for Elden Ring. And then I think you can find like other ones. But the problem is that now, because there's so much of a live service model, there isn't really a way for us to be able to show that ability of making like specific individual content packs. You know, we can't find those DLCs because those DLCs, those expansions, aren't the way that people make money anymore. Unless you are Elden Ring, Destiny 2, Remnant 2, Cyberpunk 2077, you know, and you have all those going on. Because again, the reason why it's like, oh hey, best ongoing, that's a thing, because guess what? Live service games are kind of now the new norm. And it sucks, but it's like, that's what it is. Like, hey, these two are, I can guarantee you, these two are primarily there just because live service games. The fact that we have live services being these two is just unfortunately the way that everything folds down to. Now, obviously, again, with all these picks and all these like setups, we will have to figure out later on what the actual overall who wins on everything on December 12th. We do still have the players' voices stuff, but I don't really care that much for it. Because again, all we care about here is just this. But with that being said, if you do want to watch it, if you are curious about it, December 12th is when you can watch it on the website. It will be on all platforms. And if you want to join me in watching it live, you can do that as well. I'll be available. You'll be able to chat with me. Likely a bunch of my other friends who will be joining me as well in regards to this. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Take care.